Hey guys, welcome back. I am GoldenKnite, and do I have a story for you? But first, I just want to say, woohoo! We actually got 100 subs. I'm a little bit late to this because of things that have been going on. We're actually closer to like 150. Actually, let me bring that up really quick. Yeah, we're actually at 151 subs. It's really shot up really quick because I'm doing a contest right now. If you guys weren't already aware of it, I announced it last week in my live stream, but I'm giving away a $20 gift card. The contest is going to close today at about 11:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you still have a chance to jump into that if you want to. All you have to do is go to my website, goldenknite.com, and when you're at the website, if you scroll on down, you'll see right here, it's 13 hours left to enter this contest. But that's right when I'm recording the video. By the time you guys are going to see it, it's probably going to be more like 10 or something like that. So go ahead and enter. It's completely free to enter. It's for all the people that have been supporting me. I really appreciate it. Some of the subs I know I've gotten probably aren't going to be real people, and they'll probably end up unsubscribing later. They just want to get into the contest. But nothing you can do about that. I really wanted to do this to thank you guys because I really appreciate you guys doing all this. So I do have some party poppers here, so let's see if these work because we hit 100. Ah, yeah! Oh my God. Okay, so that was pretty cool. Well, now I got gunpowder and crap all over the place. So I have a whole bunch more of those party poppers for the future. For the future, when we hit more subs, and especially on my live streams, I want to be able to pop those things off. When I hit 1,000 subs, I have a really good one. So it's like this giant party popper. It's pretty cool. So you guys can see that when it happens. But yeah, definitely sign up for this contest. I want to thank you guys. So please enter just so I can give you something. It will be an e-gift card for $20. I won't be mailing it. So basically all it asks for, I believe, is your email. And then I will email you, or whoever the winner is, the $20 gift card. Now, before we get to that story, there's one other thing I wanted to talk about. I've been foreshadowing for a long time that I wanted to do like some individual work, basically a surprise. And I'm going to give you just a heads up on what I'm planning. So I'm actually going to be shooting stuff around the house, kind of little horror tidbits and things like that. GK Girl will be helping me. She'll most likely be the bad person, unless she wants to be the good person and I'm chasing after her or something like that. But it will be scripted. It will be very small things, maybe 10 minutes each or less, just because it does take a lot of time to do it. I have to write a script and then I have to film it, edit it, do all that fun stuff. It takes some time. So if I do it in small portions, it'll be better. And then you guys can support me with that if you like it. And I would love feedback on that stuff. I have 2 ideas. I'm not going to share those yet because I don't want people to take my ideas for one. And I want to just like kind of solidify them. You guys will find out more about that later. So we're not going to talk about that right now. So that's just something to look forward to in the future. I will tweet about it more as I progress. I do know how to script write and stuff like that, so it shouldn't take long to do that. That was my first degree, electronic media production. So I do have some expertise in that. But we're going to go into our story. So if you guys haven't watched any of my other vlogs, basically I bought a house recently. And the reason my green screen's a little bit better is I bought a better green screen, things like that. But when we were negotiating for the house, we would not go up in our price. So basically the sellers said, we want to take the fridge. And at this point, I didn't want to negotiate anymore because I was done with that. I said, fine, take the freaking fridge. I'm like, we can buy another fridge, then we don't have to clean it. We get a brand new fridge. I don't even know if they took care of their fridge and stuff like that. And I really didn't want to clean up their mess because you never know. They're probably not going to clean their crap up anyway. We planned on eating out of a mini fridge and a chest freezer until we actually got a fridge. The mini fridge would be for milk and stuff like that, and the chest freezer would be for frozen foods, obviously, and we would use that for like dinners and things like that. So we got the chest freezer during Memorial Day sale, so we got cheaper, and then we also got the fridge, a washer, and a dryer on Memorial Day, and it would take a month and a half to get there, which you might not know this. I didn't know this. I thought that was regular, but it's not. It should not take a month and a half. Low supply and demand sucks. So if you see something for a month and a half delivery, unless it's a super special order, really shouldn't take that long. But essentially the freezer got dropped off in a couple of days. We hooked it up and we were good to go. So we filled up with food, and after a week it broke and we lost all the food. It was about $100 or $150 worth of food. We tried to eat what we could as fast as we could. And I was able to move some of it over to my mom's freezer, but I think it may have been too late. It's probably all going to have freezer burn and stuff like that because I think it defrosted too much before we caught it. Of course, we contacted Whirlpool to take care of the warranty. They would not reimburse us for the food, but they would obviously replace the Whirlpool or the freezer. And then we also contacted Lowe's and they wouldn't replace the food either. So we just basically got screwed, brand new item, and we lost all that money just because of some stupid defect. It actually was because the chest freezer was leaking Freon. So I guess they didn't check the freezer before they released it. I don't know, but it was really annoying. So it took them a while to actually pick it up. And ironically, They picked it up the day that we were supposed to be getting the fridge, washer, and dryer. So that day was a Tuesday, but on Monday, they're supposed to confirm when they're gonna come and stuff like that, just so you can be there. So on Monday, they give us a call, and GK girl missed the call. She was the one who was trying to take care of that because I was taking care of the freezer. And they said that the fridge isn't gonna be in, which obviously is unacceptable. Like, how the hell do you not have a fridge after a month and a half? It makes no sense. So clearly they're screwing up. But whatever. But they did say, do you want us to drop off the washer and dryer? And yes, we do. I mean, the washer and dryer have been ready for apparently a month or something like that, and they wanted to combine the order without even asking us. They wanted to combine it so they could save shipping. You know, I'm all about the environment. I want to save that stuff too. So whatever. We made it work, but we wanted them to drop it off now because we've been commuting back and forth about 45 minutes one way to her mom's just to wash clothes. So GK girl tries calling them back and gets stuck in a loop. They don't have an answering machine. She talked to an operator. No one was picking up in delivery, and basically, no one was there. And the person said, oh, well, they're probably making other phone calls or something like that. So she keeps on calling back. She called back about 8 times. That is not an exaggeration. The final time she called back, the operator took the message saying that we want the washer and dryer and they should drop it off on Tuesday. I took off. I took a half day so I can receive all this stuff. And I don't have a lot of paid time off. So this was basically, I needed this. I have one more day left, and that's planned for after my wedding, which is on the 23rd. Well, my wedding's on the 22nd, but the day off would be the 23rd. So I need that day for that. So while I was sitting waiting, I obviously got some work done around the house. I mowed the lawn and stuff like that. And then I get a text from Megan's dad, who initially placed the order for us. And he told me that they don't know what the hell's going on with the fridge. So the fridge wasn't coming. And he later confirmed that the washer and dryer weren't coming because they didn't receive confirmation that we wanted it, even though we called 8 times and left a confirmation with the operator. At this point, I told him just to freaking cancel the whole freaking order. I just wanted to screw them over because it was ridiculous. And the next time they were going to actually drop it off was going to be like 10 days later, which made absolutely no sense. Obviously you guys screwed up. How about you try to make it right? How about you do something about it instead of just saying, oh, sorry, well, yep, too bad for you. So we canceled the whole order. I already confirmed that Home Depot already held the exact same items that we wanted, and they did 2-week delivery, not a month and a half delivery, which makes no sense. So clearly Lowe's supply and demand sucks, and Home Depot's is much better. Plus they give you better days to actually choose from. We didn't get to choose our day. They just kind of said, hey, we're going to deliver on this day. You don't have a choice on that. So we do have our washer and dryer coming the 27th. And the fridge coming the 27th, which is a Saturday, which is awesome because I don't have to take any PTO to receive the stuff. And of course, the people picking up the chest freezer, they were supposed to get here on that day as well, on a Tuesday, and their truck broke down. So the PTO that I took was completely pointless because of the truck breaking down. They were going to show up a little bit later. They ended up showing about 3 o'clock. I was able to go into work, come back, and receive the freezer. So I didn't have to take the PTO. So I wasted a half day on nothing, and that was my last half day. Now we did get the freezer, the new one. They delivered the new one 2 days later. It's hooked up. I've been testing it. It's working. We're holding out because I don't want it to start leaking Freon again and then we lose more food. And I don't want to move the food back from my mom's until we confirm that it's 100% working. Mainly because if it defrosts again, I mean, there's a chance that some of it might be good, but if it defrosts again, then it's all crap. Like, we have to throw it all out. So there's still some more funny things that happened that day, though. Tuesday was not a good day for us. So I ordered a bunch of storage totes so we can start organizing the items that are in our living room. We have a ton of freaking boxes because everyone decided to drop off everything at one time. We just moved in, we just moved some of our stuff, and then everyone's like, I want to bring over all the stuff you've been storing at my house. Parents are like that, apparently. So storage totes are supposed to be coming that day. We're supposed to get 8 of them. And first of all, the people that deliver stuff they're just so stupid. I note in there to put in the breezeway. A breezeway is a walk in between the garage and the house. There's people would actually just come in. My garage was open. I was working on my car, and they literally just walked right in the garage and set the package down. I'm like, you can't do that. You're technically entering, private property now because you walked inside something. I'm like, you just can't do that. Granted, I mean, the reason they're probably doing that is because it would be safer if it rains or something like that, or obviously someone won't see it from outside. But, take an extra few steps and go to the breezeway like the note says. After they dropped it off, of course, I checked it out, and the box looked kind of small, didn't make sense. I'm like, okay, maybe I ordered the wrong size. I open it up. It's the wrong freaking item. They delivered one really hefty storage tote, which was really nice, but it's not what we ordered at all. We just needed some regular storage totes, not something that you can move around easily. And we're supposed to get 8 of them, and there was only one. If they gave me 8 of them, I would have used them. But since they gave me one, I'm like, okay, no, This isn't happening. So of course I had to issue a replacement for that. Walmart did pay for it. They were the ones who screwed it up. But they did pay for the shipping back. But it was really funny because I actually issued the replacement before they even realized that the item was delivered to me. So that's how fast I was and how slow they were, essentially. And then the last thing that happened there is I also got my part from Advanced Auto Parts. So my car's been burning oil, and obviously cars do that naturally. It's just what they do. But mine's gotten to the point where it's burning enough oil that will run out of oil before the maintenance light even comes on, which means I have to start checking the oil all the time, and that's not good. There's a part to replace that, to fix that. It's called a PCV valve. Not gonna get confused with PVC pipe, but it costs only about like $10 or something like that. I think it's cheaper for American-made cars, but since mine's technically like a Toyota or Science made in Japan or something like that, it costs a little bit more, but still, what, 10, 12 bucks, whatever. The drawback to that is it was supposed to be easily located like on the outside of the engine or the block, something like that. And I'm not gonna explain how it works, but it is supposed to help regulate the oil burning. And if you start burning more oil, you're supposed to replace that first since it's an easy replace. Well, unfortunately on my car, it is on the back of the engine by the firewall. If you guys don't know where the firewall is, when you're sitting inside a car, there's a firewall in between you and the engine. That is the firewall. So if the engine were to catch fire, you don't burn up and die. So that's where the firewall is. And then right there is also an intake. It was right below the intake, which means I would have to remove the intake just to replace this $12 part. There's a lot of labor involved with that. It's probably about 8 hours of work or something like that. And if I take it anywhere to get replaced, it's gonna cost me probably about $500 or more, depending on where you take it. And if you don't take it somewhere professional, they could screw up and not clean up the right parts and have some problems there. So I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do there. My brother does do a lot of mechanic work. He knew exactly what I was talking about when I said the part name. So that's always good news. And he thinks that we can actually replace it without doing all of that because he has thin arms just like I do. We got thinner arms. So we can reach up into places. So hopefully we can actually replace it. I'll have to wait for the engine to cool down because if we're reaching our arms up, touching metal, it's gonna have to sit overnight before we can touch it. So we'll have to figure out how we're gonna do that. I'll probably have to get a jack or something and then do it in the morning, have him come over in the morning. But yeah, that happened too. So this was all on a Tuesday. I found all this out, which just sucked. But things have been getting better. I think that was the majority of it. And a lot of people were joking to me that since I'm getting married in December, that we're not going to have all the problems with our wedding or anything like that. We're having our problems with our house and stuff like that instead, which is much better because we can actually conquer that. And it sucks when you're just super stressed out about a wedding. We have a small wedding anyway, so I think it's just karma. Since karma couldn't attack us for our wedding, it's attacking us for our new house. But that is what has been going on with me. I do have a lot of other things going on. I'm working on my merchandise line right now. I want to release at least one shirt by Sunday, so I'm working really hard on that. It will be kind of generic with my logo probably about right here, with my name right above it, and then there will be a like huzzah on the back. But I want to actually make my crest. There's a crest that's going to go on one of the shoulders, probably the left shoulder, I would say. But what the crest is going to be the crest for the kingdom, and I'll explain more about that later. In one of my previous vlogs, I told you guys about it, but since it's a kingdom, you should actually have like this type of crest to go with it. Or coat of arms, things like that. So I need to get that developed, and then we can place it on the shoulder here, and then I'll have my logo and that, and then the thing on the back. And as things develop and the kingdom changes, I can change the logo, and there's specific ways to do that. So you keep the regular logo. So basically you'd have like a first edition shirt if you bought this one, and then as I change it, you get like a second edition, third edition, things like that, which would be kind of cool. It's like you're collecting something. But obviously I've also been working with some other things. I found the King Sumo, which I can use for giveaways, which is awesome. I am actually fighting with YouTube right now because they removed my link from my live stream from King Sumo because I think they thought it was malicious or something like that, and it's not. It is an official link. So I appealed it, and I want to hear what they say. If they don't get back to me within like another week, I'm going to end up having to reach out to Google myself just to find out what's going on. They sent me the terms and saying I violated the terms. I went through the terms. I didn't violate the terms at all. So I don't know what they were talking about. I am allowed to put links in my thing. They just can't be like malicious links or, obviously you can't have pornographic things, stuff like that. Really, really obvious stuff. And I don't have any of that in there. So I think they just scanned it and they thought it was malicious because they weren't sure where it was coming from. But after I cleared up with them, hopefully it'll fix it for me. And not only fix it for me, but it should fix it for other people who use King Sumo as well. And they tried to put a link in there too. But But yeah, sorry I haven't been releasing vlogs every week. Like I promised, things have just been very busy. But I do appreciate you guys supporting me. I mean, 150 subscribers. That's incredible. I do see that dropping down after the contest. Like some of the people will leave, but some of the people will probably stay because they want to watch my stuff, which, you know, that's the whole point of it. And then of course, I know I have 100 solid subscribers, you guys who are watching this one right now, solid subscribers who actually want to watch my content because of what I do. And I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you guys. Because without you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. I can't do this. I initially started because a GK girl liked watching my stuff, and I would continue to do it for her, but there would be no reason to actually release it online. So I'm glad you guys are watching. A big shout out to Adrian, who was the very first person who started talking to me, giving me advice. He was the first person who said, hey, I like your stuff, but you should really create thumbnails. And I'm not a stupid person. When a viewer is gonna say, you know, do this, you jump, you do it. And I did. And you know, the thumbnails weren't as good. Later on when I was posting on Reddit, people, one guy actually started saying like my thumbnails were kind of like amateurish and stuff like that. And they, you know, kind of were. I spent about 5 minutes making my thumbnails and stuff like that. But I did take his advice a little bit. I learned how to use Photoshop. I started cropping things different, like changing the way things looked, and everything looked so much better. He even said like he couldn't believe the turnaround that I did. And I knew how to do that stuff because electronic media production, my first degree, it was a lot of work. But now I spend about, I would say 20 to 30 minutes making a thumbnail as opposed to the 5, which is why they look different and probably a little bit better. But thank you guys so much for following me. I do plan on doing more stuff with my Patreon and GoFundMe. If you don't know about my GoFundMe, you can check the description below. I am currently raising money for a desk. I've got $20 raised right now, but I think I'm trying to raise up to 100 or 200. I can't remember. I know I'm paying half of the desk, but if you guys want to put into that, it would be great. I am engraving the people's name who donate onto the desk itself, and I'll have a vlog that shows that stuff. But my Patreon, I am going to make tiers, so it makes it a little bit more worthwhile. I know you guys have been checking on my Patreon, but I'm not sure if anyone's actually signed up to, you know, get monthly things from me. But I do appreciate you guys just looking into it. If there is anything specific you want out of my Patreon, please just comment below, or you can just message me on Twitter or something like that. But thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, huzzah!